All right, what's going on, guys? So I wanted to do these reviews for each of the playoff games. I know there's a lot of them because it's a wild card. So I'm gonna be trying to push out. I'm trying to do it like immediately after the game. So the game just ended. Yeah, obviously it's like 7:38. I'm on East Coast time. So I'm trying to do this before the Jags Chargers starts in about half an hour. But I just want to review the game. So Seattle at San Fran. I mean, 49ers just kind of blew them out of the water in the second half. I mean, if you see, they held them to 6 points and they scored 25 in the second half. Seattle actually was winning. I think it was 17-16 at halftime. They kind of stole a field goal at the end right there at the end of the half. But in the second half, I mean, they just blew it open. The 49ers did. Seattle played almost perfect in the first half. I know Geno, I mean, his completion percentage in the first half was phenomenal. I mean, overall, he had a good completion percentage. But, I mean, you see the 7.2 average, where Brock Purdy, on the other hand, was not completing a lot of his passes in the first half. He was missing there was a couple of them. He had a touchdown. I think it was to Juwan Jennings on the second or third drive. He hit him for a touchdown, missed it. You know, he missed a couple of throws. But the 11.1 averages, he was throwing really intermediate and deep passes well. I mean, he only got sacked once, so good job by the offensive line. So there weren't a lot of negative plays. I mean, Geno was only sacked 3 times, so it's not like they were going backwards, but obviously a lot shorter passes here on Seattle. They just don't have the weapons. I mean, San Fran has Chris McCaffrey, Debo as well as a running back himself. I mean, he 10.7 average per carry. Brock Purdy, I did not know that Brock Purdy could run. Sorry about that. I was saying I didn't know Brock Purdy could run as well as he did, or at least maneuver the pocket. I mean, that was not the fastest guy, but he was able to scramble around the pocket, and that's why they only had 1 sack, is he was able to avoid a couple of sacks this game. But even like Brandon Ayuk 3 for 73, Juwan Jennings 2 for 41. They held Kittle. I thought Kittle was gonna have a monster game. If you would have showed me George Kittle 2 catches for 37 yards before the game, I would have guessed the final score would have been a lot closer. But I mean, Debo had himself a day. DK Metcalf, phenomenal. I mean, 10 for 136, 13.6 average. Tyler Lockett, he kind of did his thing. He runs a route to like the sticks, a little 6-yard route, catches it and drops. But the weapons are just nowhere even close to comparing. Kenneth Walker had an underwhelming day. I mean, I don't think there's much he can do. 49ers defense is incredible. They did have that 1 fumble. That does hurt you. I mean, in the playoffs, I think Seattle had 2 fumbles. I find that here. They had no picks. I really thought they had 2 turnovers. Let me go to team stats. They did have 2 turnovers. I can't remember what the second one was. I do remember the Geno strip sack when they were in the red zone, I believe. And they were about to get a first down, and then they got called for a penalty, and then the strip sack happened. So, I mean, that hurt, because that takes points off the board, and then San Fran actually ended up scoring off of that. Because I think Seattle was about to take the lead on that drive. But, I mean, possession... they had an extra 5 minutes, a little over 5 minutes in possession time. First downs is even. Turnovers, obviously not the yards. I mean, it was just San Fran ran the ball so well. Let me go back to McCaffrey. 15 for 119, 7.9 average. I mean, yeah, majority of it was on a 68-yarder, but still 7.9 average is insane. They averaged 5.5 as a team, which I mean, if you can average 5.5, I mean, your run game's working. So on the 68-yarder, the play design was incredible. I think Kittle came in motion to the left side. You had Trent Williams blocking, and then Kittle running through the hole to the corner, which I think was Woolen. And it was just so pretty. Like, it was designed perfectly. The hole was open. I mean, you could have thrown Brock Purdy in there to run the ball, and he would have gotten 60 yards. It was so nice. But if you're 49ers, obviously they're the 2 seed. They're going to be favorites to go to the Super Bowl. I think most would say they're favorites to go to the Super Bowl. But for the Seattle side, if you're a Seahawks fan, you got to be proud of your team. From an outside, I'm not a fan of either team. I thought Seattle coming into the season was going to end up with the number 2 overall pick. I know they have a top 5 pick, and it ain't because of them, though. It's because of the Broncos. But I really thought they were going to be the second worst team, just behind the Houston Texans. You ended the season 9-8. You played arguably the best team in the league on a 10-game win streak, now an 11. On the road, a divisional opponent. You did your best. That's a good game. This kind of reminds me, for you Seahawks fans, about the Eagles last year. I think they finished 9-8, and then they went on the road to Tampa and just got destroyed. It was like 31-0 at some point, or 31-6. And then obviously they came back stronger this year. I mean, you're gonna have a top pick. Had a young running back. I would say you're gonna need another wide receiver. I don't think Tyler Lockett should be your 2. I mean, he's phenomenal 3, but I just don't think he's getting up there in age. I don't know how old he is. Actually, I guess I can check. And I clicking. He's 30. All right, he's not that old. He's not like mid-30s, but actually I mean, no, forget what I said. I mean, he not a great run after the catch. He kind of just drops after he catches it. Still had a good year. But you'd still want to get another receiver. I don't know. This is just a tough one for them to walk in there and win it. First downs, I guess it was even. 6 for 13, 6 for 11. Same plays. I mean, they just had more yards per play. Yards per play, 7.9. Yeah. They just had the downfield stuff, and that's gonna happen when you have better weapons. When you have George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, and who am I missing? McCaffrey and Debo running down the field, you're going to have some mismatches. And especially with Kyle Shanahan as your coach, I think he's probably the best coach in the NFC, especially on the offensive side. I mean, even their defense is the best as well. They just played an all-around, almost perfect game. I mean, it just went how they wanted it to. Seattle, you played well the first half, but it's tough to staying in the game when you're outmatched like that. Like I said, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to if you're a Seattle fan. Next year is gonna be you're gonna have what is it, top 4 Broncos? Or let me just look at the draft order, just because I am interested in what they ended up with. Yeah, the 5th overall pick. All right, 5th overall pick. You're gonna get a top rookie. You're going. What do they take? 2nd in there, so you have a 2nd place schedule. Next year, I would assume is gonna be better. I guess you're gonna bring back Geno Smith. I don't think he's the reason why you lost this. I mean, you did put up 23. The strip sack was unfortunate. But your defense had no answer for the 49ers. They just got kind of bullied, kind of pushed around. 49ers, I don't know who they'll have. They'll have the higher seats, I guess. If Minnesota wins, they'll have them. If Tampa wins, they'll have Tampa. So it's probably Minnesota or Tampa. They're going to be favored in that. Yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little review of the game. I mean, I just watched it. I didn't really go over anything before I did this video, really plan anything out. Just wanted to talk about it. I mean, 49ers just clearly look like a better team, and they are the better team. But like I said, I guess they're bringing Geno back. Oh, he did throw a pick. All right, so he had a fumble and a pick. But I guess they're going to bring Geno back on a 2-year deal, I would say, a 1 or 2 year deal. Unless they want to pick like a Stroud or a Will Levis or leave it. I think it's Levis with the 5th overall pick. I don't think you should do that. I think you should give Geno one more chance, one more opportunity next year, because he's getting up there in age. Geno is 32. I mean, if I don't know, another great quarterback was 32 and he just had a fantastic season, I don't think we'd be saying he's getting up there in age, because 32 now is not really that old for quarterbacks. I mean, quarterbacks are playing up to like 38 to 40 for the great ones. So I guess Geno Smith, if he can do what he did this year, he has a couple more years left in him. You can just kind of give him weapons to keep the team around him good. I don't think Geno's gonna get paid $40 million a year. I would say it's probably like the 25 to 30 range. With Seattle, you got a lot to look forward to. The 49ers, I am excited to see them play next week. I would assume they win that. I assume they're going to be in the NFC Championship game. Like I said, I just want to do a quick review of the game. The other game's going to start soon. I'm going to try to do this for every game. And I'm going to post it, you know, within an hour, I guess, of the game, just to get it out. Because there is, 6 games this weekend. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you for the Chargers and the Jaguars game tonight.